Good evening, or good morning, good afternoon, Goddesses and Adoni. Welcome to the final Warriors of Wealth call for this session and for the year. 2015, it's almost over. I've been doing a lot of reflecting myself, and now I'm ready to look forward. 2016 is going to be an incredible year. I can feel it. 16 has been my favorite number since I was just a little girl. I even wrote a song about the number 16 when I was little. You have to ask my mom about it when you see her next because I sang it all the time. And then, of course, as I got older, 69 became my favorite number, but, 16 in my heart is always my favorite number. I'm excited about 2016. I can't wait to kick off the year with all of you at the January meeting weekend. And I've been working hard on the weekend's festivities, of course. Friday night sex toy bingo, the national sales meeting where we will unveil the new totally awesome product line. We have 3 guest speakers coming, maybe 4. And, of course, there's the holiday party. Oh, my gosh. Curtis, my husband, is working on his Support Your Goddess/Adonis workshop for your significant other to attend while we're in the meeting. He's got a really amazing idea that he's cooking up that I think is going to be a super beautiful moment. And we're just going to have an epic weekend, for sure. January is my favorite meeting. There's so much energy, there's excitement, and I can't wait to see the look on the face of Goddess or Adonis of the year. I'm looking forward to that magical moment when the lock on the $10,000 treasure box goes click. And, of course, I'm going to end it all on the mat Sunday at the DDP Yoga Workshop, my pal, wrestling legend Diamond Dallas Page. So I hope that you're getting your tickets and that you're going to join us. Meeting swag bag right now is over $60 so far. Free items from the new line. Oh, yeah. Thousands of dollars in cash and product raffles. Most definitely. I got goosebumps just thinking about it. So we're wrapping up this session. How'd you do? Did you meet your WOW goal? Did you come close? Whatever you did in sales, take a moment right now to honor yourself and your commitment to your business and being a warrior. And whether you made the goal, $6,000 in sales or not, I am proud of you for showing up, being here, challenging yourself, and for being dedicated to learning new things. Because, if we don't learn new things, we get stagnant. And that's the kiss of death. So thank you so much for being dedicated to learning. And I love reading your successes in the WOW community. Rebecca Richmond from New York, she had a $500 party with 5 party guests. So next time somebody says they only have 5 people coming to the party, you get in your car and you go. Because look at that, Rebecca, $100 average ticket. Great job. Amy Brown from New Hampshire, same thing. 2 parties back-to-back. $700 party on Friday night with 3 guests, $500 party on Saturday with 4 guests. That's a $1,200 weekend with 7 people. Impressive. Mandy Emery, she did 2 awesome back-to-back parties, $700 and $648. That's $1,348 in sales, and she got 6 bookings, filling up those empty dates in her calendar. Belinda Brides from New Hampshire, she did a $600 party with just 8 guests. That's a $75 ticket average. Go Belinda. And it's the holiday season. Goddesses and Adoni, they're being charitable everywhere. Holly Farquhar from Rhode Island, she did a bingo. She raised $117 for the Athena's Cup. Thank you, Holly. And she got a 72 new bras for the chain, and at her bingo she made $500 profit. You just can't get any better than that, right? Go, Holly. Jen Madsen did a vendor fair. She raised over $400 and 160 toys for people who are less fortunate during the holidays. And while she was there, she sold $200 in product. Beautiful. Goddess 69, Amy Lebrecht. This woman is so committed to our adoptive family. She's a busy elf. She's been putting all the toys and clothes together for our adoptive family. And I want to thank all of you for donating to our adoptive family through buying raffle tickets at our events, or whether you sent in a gift card or sent in toys or clothes. We're making Christmas possible for a single mom of 2 kids who wouldn't have had a Christmas otherwise. So just know that you're making a difference in the life of a family. Then there's Jen Bartizak. She's been through some pretty traumatic events this year, especially when her dad passed away in October. But despite all her heartache, she's done 7 parties, not one under $1,000, and her last one was $1,700. She smashed her WOW goal, even in the face of really sad times. Your Athena's business can lift you up when you need it to, because let's face it, a lot of us have lived without money and lived with money, and it's way better to have money so that we don't struggle, so that we don't stress, so that we can provide for a family. So way to go, Jen Bartizak. Instead of curling up in a ball and disappearing from the world, no, she got out there, she worked her business, and now her kids can have a great Christmas. Then there's Olivia Gallant from Maine. She sold $2,740 in one day. $2,740 one day. Mind blown, right? There's a lot of prosperity and good energy surrounding us here at Athena's. And you know why? It's because we create it. We put out positive energy into this world, and it returns to us. And besides the energy, we back it up with action. So I'm going to be giving you special code words throughout this call, so listen carefully, stick around. The code words let us know that you're here, and so that you can move closer to your spoils of war. And you want that spoils of war bonus, that free meeting ticket, and the item from the new line. So make sure you send in your code words. Here is your first code word, by the way. It's control. CONTROL. And now I'm going to give control of the call over to Caterina Rando for her final call of the WOW session and series of 2015. Caterina, take it away.
This is Caterina Rando, and I am so excited to be with you for our final WOW call. Now, it's December. Money is flowing all over the place. People are shopping. They are looking for that special something, that special touch, and lucky you've got what they need. Now, this December is so awesome because of all the special things Jen is doing to support you and your success, and to put a little extra something in your stocking with all of her December incentives. I want to really encourage you to give it all you've got in December so that you will have your best quarter ever, but even better, you're setting yourself up for 2016 to be your best year ever. Now, why do I have this flower in my hair, and why are there flip-flops on the screen? Because I think the trip to Hawaii that is down the road that you want to get busy on now. And there is the Mahalo money that is flowing in December. There's the win a trip to Hawaii that's flowing. There's the raffle tickets. There's so much happening that I want you to keep your eye on the prize, which is the Aloha experience. In our time together today, we are going to be focused on recapping some of the things we've discussed in the previous sessions. In addition to that, you know me, I have some more super tips for you to support you in massively monetizing your mastery, having more success at your parties, thriving more with your sales calls and your follow-up, and of course, being loud and proud about the value you bring. Now, let's start with a little recap on some of the key points of the other WOW calls that I have done for you this quarter. You can see here that our first one was set yourself up for your best quarter ever. Now, we've talked about this And you've heard it, but I'm going to say it again. The first thing that you want to make sure you're doing every time is having that compelling vision that you keep focusing on over and over and over. Every day, 3 times a day, be reminding yourself of your compelling vision. Now, it might be the trip to Hawaii. You might see yourself on the beach, in the pool, at sunset with your sweetheart, all of that. Or it might be something totally different. Your compelling vision does not have to be the incentive trip to Hawaii. I know that it's Disneyland from some of you. I know it's debt-free for some of you. I know it's new house, new car, new pair of fancy shoes, whatever it is. It's your compelling vision. You can have it be whatever you want. Have it be your tool that supports you every day. Because when you have a compelling vision and when you have specific goals, and we discussed very extensively goal setting in our previous session, and you combine that with your action plan, dun da da da, that equals your best quarter ever. Now, I want you to know, and I want you to take a look, you want to not only set goals, you want to be masterful at setting and using your goals. That means you don't just set them, you look at them on a regular basis. What's regular? Guess what? Every day. At least once, better twice. Your booking goal, your recruiting goal, your goal for how many sales calls you're going to do. All of these things. And we discussed all the different areas extensively previously, so make sure you take a look at that. My friends, here's what I want you to know. This equation right here, your best quarter ever equation, if you get good at this, you will thrive in your business, because everybody that is successful sets goals. Now, some people might have a fluke, they might have some beginner's luck, but if we're talking long-term success, there's a lot of goal setting, there's a lot of paying attention to the goals, and every day upgrading the action plan to achieve the goals. That's what I want for you. Few things to create that success. Set aside 90 minutes, 3 times a week at least, for your calls. These are your calls to new hostesses, potential hostesses. These are your calls to new recruits. These are your client care calls. You're checking in with people that have purchased in the past. Now, if you are not doing at least this much time on the phone, your business is not going to be moving forward in the way it can. Because you know what? One phone call can change everything in your business. One phone call to somebody who you talked to 2 years ago and they said they were interested, but then they weren't. Well, guess what? Life changes, circumstances change. And you making a reconnection call saying, hey, Sheila, we haven't talked in a long time. I was thinking of you. I wanted to give you a call, wish you happy holidays, and also let you know that I'm still with Athena's and we're still having a great time, and I'd love to talk with you about joining us. Exactly what I just said is perfect for you to say. You may say, I want to talk about you joining us and find out if it's the right match for you. Always like to say that. Let's find out if it's the right match for you. Because then it personalizes the conversation. Let me be very clear. The more calls you make, the more success you have. I had my best month ever. Last month actually was my best month ever. And you know what? I did 25 sales conversations in 1 week, and I was speaking on Friday, so that was actually in 4 days. It makes a difference. The more calls you have, the more success you will have. If you're not getting to your calls, you're not having the kind of success that will support you in getting your raffle tickets, in getting your Mahalo money, in getting your treasure box key. If all that sounds good to you, please get busy with scheduling this. And the thing here, this is what I want to emphasize, my friend, it's the scheduling. Because when you do a party, but then the next day you're totally busy and you're not having time to do your follow-up calls from the party, then you wait till next week or the week after, well, they forget how exciting that party was. That's why 24 hours, 48 hours is essential. And here's the thing. Let me be very clear. We're not only making sales calls and customer care calls and recruiting calls and conversations because we want to get sales recruits and more products sold. We're doing it because we want to get masterful at it. It's not enough to be good at it. You want to be masterful at it. And good is after very good and excellent, then is mastery. And you want to move towards mastery. And where does mastery come from? Hours in. The more experience you have. So please, this is very essential, getting your 90 minutes 3 times a week. Now here's the next thing. Sometimes it's uncomfortable to talk to people that you haven't talked to before. To ask them again when they've said no 5 times already. But guess what? The answer is yes. And usually people don't say no. They say, not now, check back with me. You know, you may have asked somebody 5 times and they didn't say no, but they said, well, it's not the right time or something like that. And you're like, oh my God, I would really love her to be a hostess. Should I really ask her again? Yes, ask her again. Because guess what? She needs some extra money for Christmas. He needs some under the tree gifts. And now is the time. And you can tell them, by the way, December is going to be, let's do a party right now. Let's get it. Hey, call your friends. Let's do it tomorrow. Because people are going to be shopping. Let's have them shopping with you, right? And if not, they're like, oh my God, can't do it right now. Then say, no problem. Let's do January, because guess what? Valentine's is February, and you're going to want, all your friends are going to want some stuff for Valentine's. And so now we're having fun. We're having an important event. Everyone's going to be ready. Don't hesitate to be willing to be uncomfortable. Or guess what? Hesitate, but do it anyway. Because your willingness to be uncomfortable is essential in your success. But the beautiful thing about a willingness to be uncomfortable that I want to remind you is the more you're willing to be uncomfortable, the more becomes comfortable for you. The more you ask people to book, the better you get, the more masterful you get at booking. The more you ask people to join your team, and the more you bring in your positivity and your certainty about your awesome business, the more you will be masterful, and the more you will be conveying the kind of experience that you want people to have and that they will see in you that they will want to have. You know, I've had people say, well, I joined the company because I wanted to be more confident. And when I met Sheila, she looked like she was the consultant. She looked like she was having a great time. And she was so confident. And that's why I want you to have these conversations and be willing to be uncomfortable, because guess what? People are looking to you. And if you come across as confident and having a great time, well, that's alluring. That's attractive. Everybody wants that. And by being uncomfortable, getting comfortable with what used to be uncomfortable, now you're going to be more confident more of the time, and that's going to attract more hostesses, clients, customers, and new people for your team. And guess what? If you want to go to Hawaii, you want a treasure box key, it is going to absolutely take some willingness to be uncomfortable. But then when you're having that experience of something that you have done, that you're winning at, there is nothing better. Okay, now, here's the thing. You track the revenue. You track, if you want to have your best quarter ever, if you want to have your best month ever, if you're setting yourself up for your best year ever, you track the revenue, because it's very important that you know how much money is in the door and how close you are to your goal. People that are very successful in their business, people that massively monetize in their business, they know their numbers. They know how much revenue has come in. They know how much revenue has gone out. They know how far they are away from their goal. And when you get so busy with your business that you're not paying attention to revenue in, you'll find that it's not usually as high as you thought it was going to be because you haven't been paying enough attention to it. By the way, I have a super tip for you. The first thing you do every day are revenue producing activities. After you get in your office, of course, revenue producing activities. So before I'm going to call somebody back about a question they have, I'm going to see, who do I need to call about revenue, bookings, recruits, customers who want to purchase new product, or customers who I haven't connected with who may want to purchase new product. Very, very important that you do your revenue producing activities first. Okay, so that's the recap there of getting set up for success. So now let's talk about power thinking for your best quarter ever. Very important, because again, attitude is everything. You've got to be your own best success coach. Jen doesn't walk around with you. I don't walk around with you. You want to be your own best success coach. You're the one who's with you 24/7. Surround yourself with positive people. If you have some negative ladies and men in your life, don't hang out with them or minimize the amount of time you spend with them, because positivity is essential and positive thinking is essential. And power thinking is positive thinking plus action. That's what power thinking is. Positive thinking plus action. So let's give a few reminders from this session. You have massive value to bring. I want to make sure that you are certain in the value you bring. Guess what? Whatever the question, you and Athena's and spa home parties are the answer, because you have massive value to bring. And Goddesses and Adoni, it's essential that you remember every day that you have massive value to bring. You provide a great night in. You provide an income opportunity. You provide a way for recruits to get out of their house and have some independence in their life, an extra income for their family, so they don't have to go to a J.O.W. and sleepwalk every day because they're not in love with their J.O.W. Athena's is a job you can love. It's actually not a job, it's a business. And you can be absolutely as successful as you want to be. Have certainty in your value. Okay, let's continue. Have clarity in your offerings. Very, very important that you have clarity in your offerings. And so what that means is that you know that what you've got. You know your products. You've really learned all about the products. You know the compensation plan. You're very familiar with all these exciting incentives for December that you could talk about. You know everything there is to know about Heavenly Goddess products. You know everything about everything Athena's products. You know everything because, and by the way, that's going to give you confidence. So have clarity on your product, have clarity on your everything about recruiting, have clarity on the trainings, have clarity on everything so that you can speak about it with confidence. And ask yourself right now, do you have clarity on the compensation plan? Are you totally clear on all the December incentives? Do you know the price and the great features of all the products? If not all the products, at least the most popular products. If not, that's someplace for you to go to get clarity, because that will give you confidence. And this one, you've heard it from me 1,000 times. You're going to hear it one more time. Positivity, positivity, positivity. Nobody wants to be with a negative person. Nobody wants to be with a complaining person. Nobody wants to be with somebody that is always talking about downer stuff. And I want you, this is part of being your own best success coach, to pay attention. What are you talking about? You know, I went away with my dad for a week one year to it was a spa, but it was kind of a little more rustic than most spas. I think of luxury when I think of spas. This was not luxury. It was a great place, and I was with my dad. He's in his 80s, and everybody else that was with our group were peers of my dad, so there was a lot of ladies in their 70s, in their 80s. We were at dinner one night, and all they were talking about the whole night at dinner was their ailments. Let me tell you, I did not want to go back the second year, even though the place was fine and had lots of great amenities to enjoy. I did not want to go back because I did not want to listen to all these ladies talk about their ailments. Watch what you're talking about. Are you acknowledging people? Are you lifting people up? Do not be a complainer. Do not be negative, because nobody is going to want to be on your team. Nobody is going to want to return your phone calls. Nobody is going to want to have you be a hostess. When you are positive, that is contagious. It is attractive and alluring, and it makes people feel good. And the better people feel about you, the more they will return your phone calls, the more they will be an Insta yes for you to book a party. Even if they don't know if they want to join the business, the more they will be open to having a conversation with you because they feel good about themselves when they're with you. Positivity is an essential factor in thriving in your business. But the other thing is, positivity gives you the vitality to thrive in your business, because if you're not positive, you're less likely to pick up the telephone. And by the way, I stand up when I'm in my office before I get on the phone. We've talked about that. I want you to stand up for your calls. I want you to see the person on the other end of the phone waiting for your calls. I want you to focus on your compelling vision before you get on the phone for calls, because the positivity will seep through. The other thing is, bring forth your enthusiasm. Now, let's just make a distinction. There's positivity, there's certainty, which we've discussed, and enthusiasm. Positivity is your joy, your bliss at doing your thing, at your wonderful heavenly goddess Athena's business. That is your joy. Second is your enthusiasm, which is the energy, the vitality behind the joy. And the certainty is the knowledge that you have the answer. Nobody's doing you a favor by booking a party. They are partnering with you to have a great time for them, to get free product for them, to have an opportunity for them to connect with people that are already their friends, people they want to get to know better. You have a service that you're providing. The education alone, the confidence alone that you will be bringing is significant. Remember your massive value, your positivity, your certainty, your enthusiasm. Next thing we talked about, another one, and I know all these calls are available for you to listen to again, and I encourage you, download them, listen to them over and over, because again, it's not enough to know it, right? We want to master it, and in order to do that, the more we listen to it, the more you will get all of these concepts and super tips and ideas unconsciously and consciously with you, so you'll make real change. One time listening to all of these trainings will create some change, but it won't create massive change. That's why I really want you to be listening to these trainings over and over and over to support you in becoming the master at your business that you absolutely can be. Let's talk about some success practices that hopefully you're already embracing. So there's an opportunity right now for you to check, hey, did I apply these success practices when I heard about them last time on the training? Because this is a recap. So let's take a look. Have you set and kept your success schedule? So your success schedule is when you are working your business. You have your whole life with all of the hours that everybody gets every week. Did you set time when you are working your business? And if not, now's the time. And that, of course, is not only your 90 minutes 3 times a week, but it's your training time, it's your meeting time, it's any time that this is my business time. Because guess what? Even though you have the luxury of working from home, you still have to set business hours based on your lifestyle so that you make business a priority and nothing gets put aside because you didn't have the time schedule. We also discussed starting each month with a list of 30 hostesses, starting each month with a list of 30 recruits, people that are not yet on board, people that you would like to be on board, but they're not yet on board. Now, if you have not done this yet, then this is a time for you to do this because these are essential success practices. And you know what you do? Remember we talked a few minutes ago about revenue producing activities are your priority when you get in the office? Well, guess what? You can start with your lists and be working those lists when you get in the office to get that next yes for a party or a new recruit or move towards that. Okay, now, you know I love Facebook, and you probably love Facebook too, because I don't know why anyone would not love Facebook. Here's the thing though, social media is not personal unless we send someone an instant message. When you post about your party or even your special on your page, that's promotion. It's not an invitation. It's not personal. Look at whether or not you're promoting or you're personally inviting. I got a Facebook message a couple days ago from a lovely lady. She started off like this. Hey, Caterina, it was great to meet you when you spoke at my convention. This was a long time ago in 2006. I applied some of your super ideas immediately, and I want to let you know how much I appreciate it. And by the way, I'm running a special in my business, and here's a link to my special page, and here's a link to my Facebook group with more specials. Now, it was a sales message, but it was a personal message. Did I respond to that? Did I go look at her specials? Absolutely. If I just saw in my Facebook feed that she was having a special, I would not have looked. Personal invitations get people to your events. Personal invitations get people to take a look at your specials. Personal invitations get results. Promotions are broadcasting. Now, that does not mean that promotion doesn't get any attention or any action. If you're getting 3% from your promotion, that's awesome. 1% is regular response. Less than 1% is regular response. Personal invitations include phone calls, of course, social media, Insta messages, and personal emails. If you're just promoting, you're not getting the kind of action that you need to. And this is where your willingness to be uncomfortable, to send people notes, to call them is essential for you to massively monetize in your business. And again, we touched on this. You've got to make selling and recruiting a priority in your life. And by the way, for December, for this month, with the huge amount of incentives that Jen has put in front of you to support you, why wouldn't you? You could tell everyone to say, hey, I know it's Christmas time. I know usually I come and bake cookies all day on the whatever day it is. But guess what? I cannot do that this year unless we're making it Athena's party too, because this month my business is a priority. Because I want to take my family to Hawaii, or because I want to do this for my family, or because I want to do this for myself. And by the way, when you let people in your life know that this is a priority, you can even tell them how they can help. And they will probably ask, how can they help? I'm going to tell you, I have this lady, she's a lovely lady, she's a direct seller. Every year she asks me to buy from her when it's time for the incentive trip. And you know what? She sells candles. I don't even like candles, but I buy candles because I want to help her get her incentive trip. And your people want to help you get your incentive trip. They want to help you get that treasure box key. They want to help you get your mahalo money. They want to help you with your recruiting so that you can get the incentives and get your dreams and your goals met. Let me encourage you to be loud and proud that you're making selling and recruiting a priority this month. Because when you do, you will absolutely get support. But if you keep it a secret, if you say next month, well, guess what? Nobody can help you next month. You've got to really be loud and proud about it, okay? Now, let's talk a little bit about post-party selling and booking to make sure that you are enjoying your best quarter ever. And all of these things that we're talking about, by the way, let me just pause here for one sec. Now, I know that right now we're focused on best quarter ever, and I want you to have your best quarter ever. And I know that's what you want. But guess what? What we're also doing is we are building your best quarter ever skills for next year and your best year ever skills. And I think I told some of you, remind you, that I do something called the best month ever challenge in my business with my clients. And let me tell you, when you're working on your best month ever and you're doing that several months a year, you are finding that you're having your best quarters and you're having your best year because the skills are building. And don't at the end of this December, don't say, okay, well, enough with the best quarter ever. No, you got another quarter to make your best quarter ever. That's the one that starts January 1st, 2016. And because you have been doing so well at embracing what we've been discussing here, and with Valentine's Day, February, that's going to absolutely support you in having that be the best quarter ever over this best quarter ever if you're doing a good job of making this business a priority for you in December and applying what we've been discussing here. Okay, let's continue. Remember, the fortune is in the follow-up. And sometimes it's follow-up, 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 follow-up. The fortune is in the follow-up. And let me really encourage you to, after you do that party, you've already got, remember we talked about your success schedule, you've already got that time blocked out. Pre-plan, that's what I just said. Pre-plan your post-party time so that you're not trying to find time the next couple of days. You've already got the time scheduled, and that way you will do that follow-up in that 48-hour window when they're still really excited from the party. Remember, consistency over time creates results. Everything we've been talking about here, you want to not only do it, you want to become masterful at it. And consistency leads to mastery. Now, you've put together, if you haven't done this, this is another thing for you to do if you didn't do it from last time, put together your post-party success checklist. This is going to have things on it like do a call to your hostess thanking her right after, send her a written note right after, of course getting your orders in, doing your post-party email, which we'll talk about in a second. All of those things that you're doing that you know you got to do every time, make sure you have a checklist and use it, because what we write down, we can upgrade. If you're keeping it in your head, you can't upgrade it, and of course, you can't make it easy to share with your team. And of course, I just said, send out your post-party email to all the attendees. Now, we are now going to talk about some new things that we did not talk about in our previous sessions. And I don't want to go too long because I'm at almost my time, and these are very important. So please give me your attention for a few more minutes. Your business is a priority in your life, not because you want to be Mr. Business or Miss Business, but because you have things that you want for yourself and your family, and perhaps you have philanthropic goals as well that you want to be able to fund. The thing is that if we don't take great care of ourselves, and if we're not setting ourselves up for awesome success personally and with our vitality and with our health and wellness, then we don't have the vitality to massively monetize in our business. I want you to make sure that you're getting a good night's sleep. Because when you get a good night's sleep, and by the way, you want to get your circadian rhythm on the same time schedule regularly, like always go to bed the same time, what that does is it supports your body in repairing and having maximum vitality. So when you get out of bed in the morning, you are jumping out of bed. You are so excited to get started with your day because you're well rested. And of course, like your mama told you, drink your 8 glasses of water. It's actually, that's not the ideal equation. It's actually 2 ounces of water for every pound of body weight. But anyway, oh no, wait, did I say that right? 1 ounce of water for every 2 pounds of body weight. Sorry about that. 1 ounce of water for every 2 pounds of body weight is what other people would say. So you decide what you want to do, but make sure you have that water pitcher in your work area, because when you're on the phone and when you're doing a webinar like right now, or video, audio video, you want to always have a glass of water. I'll take a sip right now. That's going to support you in being healthy and being well lubricated on the call. Next, play some music, dance around your office before you start your calls, because you do want to be pumped up for your calls, for your business. And again, remind yourself every day of the massive amount of value that you have to bring. And I want you to talk to your team members about this as well, because I want you to remind them that they have massive value to bring. You know, I've said this many times, I'm going to say it right now. We are not in the stuff business, spa products, novelty adult products. That's not the business. The business is empowerment, lifting people up, letting them see that they have massive value to bring. There is no greater gift than helping someone else be more than they thought they could be. Start with yourself and share that with your team. And then, of course, when you're going to get on the phone, remind yourself, what are you going to do on the phone? Remind yourself, positivity, certainty, enthusiasm. And I always, when I get to make my sales calls, I love, and I always start with somebody who knows me, somebody who I know the call's going to go well. So we start off with a good call. It sets us up for the ones that are more uncomfortable. So look at your list and start with the call that you know is going to go great. Another thing that super successful people do is they prepare today for tomorrow. So they make their to-do list for tomorrow, today. And they look at it, because then your subconscious can start working on your to-dos today for tomorrow while you're sleeping. And another thing, high-achieving people, which I know you're a high-achieving person. If you're in Athena's, if you are in this business and you're participating in the training, I know that you're a high-achieving person. Challenge with high-achieving people is sometimes we're so interested in achieving that we're on to, okay, well, I did that, now let me go do the next thing, that we don't stop to celebrate. Celebrate your wins. Revel in your success. And then, of course, don't stop, though. Don't say, hey, I'm going to celebrate, I'm going to go out for some cocktails. No, take a moment for celebration and then get back on the phone, because what motivates you to sell is selling. And when you get a new recruit, and when you get a sale, and when you get a booking, don't say, okay, I'm done. In fact, work longer, because that sale will support you in having more vitality for your next calls, and you'll be in the place of positivity and ease, and that's awesome. Here's one final point, my friend, I want you to remember. There is a lifetime supply of potential hostesses, customers, and new team members. A lifetime supply. Your job is to connect with them, find them, meet them, invite them. A lifetime supply. I'm doing an event the next couple of days. I've got 60 people coming to an event. I haven't even marketed the event. And guess what? It's the 4th year I'm doing the event. And people keep coming. You know why they keep coming? But it's different people. Because there's a lifetime supply of people to come. A lifetime supply. Remember that. Remember, you have massive value to bring. I want to invite you to review all these handouts. Review all these audios with the video that you have here, because once is not enough. We want to move towards mastery. We got to do it over and over and over. Please get into action. Make this December the best December ever, so that you can have the best quarter ever, so that you're set up for the best year ever, so you can get some treasure keys, so you can get treasure box keys, so you can get a trip to Hawaii, so that you can get some Mahalo money, some raffle tickets. So exciting. There's so many great incentives right now that I really want to encourage you, as we've discussed, to be loud and proud that this month, Athena's is a priority. And those of you that have people on your team, make sure you are supporting them in anything they need clarification on anything they need support on, so that they can have their best quarter ever. And even if they're new, because I know we just had the best recruiting month ever, or the second, I think it was best recruiting month or second best recruiting month, one of the two, that those people are set up so that they can get started, so that they can thrive, so that they'll have a great December as well. I'm sending you some love and support. I'm here if I can do anything for you. Facebook me. You know where to find me, my friends. And I'm wishing you much success with this quarter and setting yourself up for a great 2016.
Okay, thank you, Caterina. I never tire of your super tips. And I'm going to give a code word right here, and it's your, Y-O-U-R. I'm going to give your first, another code word, your, Y-O-U-R. And speaking of your, I hope that you're inspired to encourage and engage in more revenue-producing activities. I loved Caterina talking about that. Revenue-producing activities, picking up the phone, booking parties with people from the past. It's really, really important. And I was totally engrossed thinking about power thinking. And I really appreciate the reminder. And I hope that everyone who is on the call is evaluating what it is they think about the most and deciding to be their own cheerleader. Because who's always there for you? It's you. So be your own cheerleader. Decide to tell yourself good things about yourself. And I'm cheering for you, warriors. I want you to be successful. I want you to move closer to your dreams, because your dreams matter. And I've been able to witness so many dreams coming true here at Athena's, and that fills my heart with happiness. And I want to see your dreams come true. So one of my dreams that I want to come true, you all know it. You've said it over and over. I've said it over and over again. National Party Weekend. It's this weekend. I would love to see $500 parties come in and make that dream finally come true for me. Whether it happens or not, I believe that it's possible, and I will continue to hold the vision. But for those of you that are doing parties, I just want to thank you for doing parties, for helping to make my dream come true of helping relationships, helping couples have more fulfilling relationships with each other, keeping families together. Thank you for that. So our final live event of 2015 is next week, and I'm hoping that you'll be part of the live or streaming audience to cheer on one of the most delightful women in all of Athena's land, and that's Katie Mahoney. She's doing her Goddess demo on December 16th. So will you be there to learn from this woman who won $5,000 this summer from Athena's? I hope you show up and support her, and that you take away a lot of great tips that will make your business flourish and more prosperous and profitable. Okay, it's time for me to wrap up this final call. I'm a little sad, I'm hesitant. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want it to end. Okay, but one ending is another beginning, right? So go to the Athena's WOW Facebook page, put your aha moment from tonight's call up by midnight, and I'll pick a random winner from the thread, and they'll earn a $100 Athena shopping spree. Okay, final code word and instructions to submit it. Here we go. You'll send your email and your code words to wow@athenashn.com. That's W.O.W. @ATHENASHN.com. wow@@athenashn.com. In the subject line, you will put final wow call. In the body of your email, you must include your full name, goddess, or Adonis number, and the code words. So let's say that one more time. wow@athenashn.com. Subject line says final wow call. And in the body of your email, you include your full name, your goddess or Adonis number, and the code words. Code words are valid for 48 hours from the date and time stamp on the email that contained the link for this call. By submitting this information, you receive your WOW credit for calling in. And here's the final word. Final word is destiny. DESTINY. The final word is destiny. Warriors, I'm so inspired by you. Remember that Athena's is not the same without you. Truly, your energy adds to the overall energy of this company. And I hope that you're going to bring that beautiful energy back and join us in the next session. Our next WOW session kicks off on Wednesday, January 13th. We have a new direct sales expert ready to share her expertise with you, and I will reveal who it is at the January meeting. It's someone totally new, and I think that you'll fall in love with her, because I certainly did. So thank you for taking time out of your busy life to be part of the Warrior community. I can't wait to read your aha moments from this call. So I'll see you on Facebook. And in the meantime, happy holidays to all of you. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. I'm happy that you're in my life, and you are a blessing. So good night, and God